Over the past few days, we've had the first trailer and a ton of info come out about the new Life and Death expansion pack for The Sims 4. The pack seems to be stuffed with new gameplay features, which hasn't exactly been the case with the past few packs. So today I want to talk about what I'm feeling excited about for the new pack, but also a little bit concerned. This is going to be a chattier video, so grab a brew, stick me on in the background, and let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I'm in love with the look, the world of Ravenwood. I love the countryside-iness, but also I'm hoping that we're going to have a lot of diversification between the world's different neighborhoods. The fact that we have the village, towny, square area, but also the rural bits, and also some of the more supernatural parts with, I believe it's called the Baleful Bog. As a player who loves to collect stuff, rural worlds are typically the best for that kind of gameplay, just because integrating collectibles into a natural environment seems to work best for the Sims team, but also don't look at Horse Ranch because that was a bit of a failure in terms of how much stuff you could really gather from the huge world that they put in that pack. But anyway, from what I've seen on Twitter, I believe the world is inspired by Eastern Europe. I can't really talk to that though because I'm hen from Bagley, UK girly, so that's exciting for those players that they are getting something that represents where they live in the world. So it looks like we may be getting a unique lot for the Reaper career, but this is yet to be confirmed. I'm just going off of what we've seen in the trailer. And this actually leads me on to what I want to talk about next, which is the fact that it looks like we are getting a ton of new gameplay features in this pack. Again, I don't think this is something that we've really had in the last couple of packs, hence why I've not really been too excited about a lot of them, honestly. But anyway, the Reaper career is going to be an active career. I love how you're going to be starting as a Grimturn. I think that's hilarious, having been an intern many times myself. I really hope that this career is going to be injecting some of the classic Sims charm and humor back into The Sims 4. We're also getting a mortician career, which I believe is going to be a traditional career with 2 branches. I do wonder if it's going to have any work from home elements. I don't know if that'll be possible, but maybe it could involve having you work on the thanatology skill, which is also coming with the pack. Or hey, maybe this career will just be a demo of the mortician's assistant just implanted into The Sims 4. That would absolutely destroy any family friendliness of any simmer. But anyway, we also have tarot card collecting, and I love it when a collectible actually has gameplay attached to it. I do wish that we had a fortune teller career or something related to the tarot cards. I don't think we're going to be getting an associated skill with them either, but that's fine. Again, we're getting so much other stuff by the looks of it. It's just cool to see new sort of activities added into the game either way. Next, cemeteries are also officially going to be able to be built and placed in any world in The Sims 4, which is very exciting. I was so nervous that cemeteries would just turn out like the high school years pack, where you only get one high school lot and it's in the world that came with it, and it just all felt quite disjointed. I wonder if the Sims team learned from the kind of community backlash that high school years got because of that. But either way, very exciting that we're now going to be able to build cemeteries and graveyards in any world we want. I'm also very excited that we're getting wills added to the game. Interestingly, over on the EA app, it does say that Sims aged child and up can designate certain items as heirlooms. I hope that doesn't mean that children can write wills, because that's a little bit weird, or a little bit morbid, I guess, because I don't know, I don't think we can get child deaths in this game yet, ? Although the trailer did have a ghost child in, but anyway. It looks like the will system is going to be quite detailed. I know that you can designate children and pets as something which people can inherit or, take care of after your sim passes away, but also, again, money, heirlooms, and sort of stuff like that, which is going to be exciting. Rebirth is also going to be a really interesting feature, especially for rotational and legacy players. I love the example that's been given again over on the EA app, which notes how your reborn sim could be placed into the Goth family with Bella and Mortimer as their parents. That sounds really interesting. And if you don't want your sim to be reborn, ghosts now have rights, which is very exciting. They're going to be getting a 5-level or a 5-tier power system, I believe, which ranges from good to neutral to evil. And it looks like they're gonna have kind of a charge system where if that runs low, they get more see-through and stuff like that. So that's gonna be really fun. And overall, it just seems like there's gonna be stuff for everyone coming in this pack. So whether you love supernatural gameplay, whether you're not necessarily as fussed about it, it seems like there's just gonna be stuff that you can lean into on either side of that coin and still get a lot of usage out of this pack, again, from what we can see so far. It seems like the whole Soul's Journey and bucket list system is going to be having a decent impact on your Sims' kind of day-to-day lives, you know, making sure that you're ticking off those items so that you don't become a ghost with unfinished business, unless that's what you want. But then also the whole will system, and also grief, because I believe we're getting 4 different types of grief in the game, which will not just appear whenever a sim dies, but also other big life events like breakups, I believe, as well, which is very exciting. Overall, this pack seems to be encouraging us to play to the end of our Sims' lives and obviously beyond. And that really brings me around to one of my concerns, which is, do we actually play with death in The Sims 4? And I bring this up because at the end of 2023, The Sims actually dropped this really interesting little data summary, which shows that, or at least suggests to me, that Simmers create a lot more Sims either in cast or in gameplay via Woohoo than we do actually seeing our Sims die. So I'll pop it up on the screen here, but as you can see, we've got 568 million Sims created, again I'm assuming that's in CAS, 48 million infants delivered, and then only 23 million deaths. I guess a sort of skeptical outlook on this, which I am sort of leaning into, suggests that The Sims 4 as a game simply isn't compelling enough for us to want to get to the end of our Sims' lives. There's also not a whole lot of gameplay which is elder specific, so that might also play a role, you know, your Sims' final life stage, you know, hopefully I guess, isn't actually that compelling. And otherwise, I know there's a lot of death types in the game, but getting them is usually quite difficult and sort of doesn't feel particularly natural. Like, it doesn't really feel like a random event a lot of the time. It feels like something you really have to force, which all of that is to say, we just don't see our Sims die a whole lot in this game, or I don't at least. So my question from this is will this pack rectify this potential issue in some way? Or after the initial excitement and the hype around this pack has worn off, will a lot of players just end up not really experiencing a lot of the pack that is sort of end of life related? Next though, my second concern is, will EA be able to actually pull this off? Because there is seemingly so much stuff coming in this pack, so will EA be able to give it to us and we all be really satisfied, or will half of the features be half-baked? Is this all too good to be true? You know, I'm taking funerals as an example of this because that is a new event type that is coming with the pack. We know the EA doesn't have the best track record when it comes to events in the game. See My Wedding Stories as an example, which, despite being released in 2022, has been incredibly dysfunctional for a lot of that time, and we've only just had a patch come out to fix those events a few weeks ago. I mean, hopefully this is a good sign for life and death, because I'm assuming that the two sort of, you know, wedding and funeral systems will work along similar lines, so it's good that they finally fixed My Wedding Stories, but again, it's been 2 years. And I guess my final big overarching concern is, will we eventually be irritated by the Soul's Journey over time? Because sometimes, especially when we play in bigger households, you know, take a legacy save for example, we have our favorite Sims that we like to focus on more, and then we have Sims that we just sort of let live in the household, you know, take your legacy families, children's spouses, for example, you know, those Sims that you don't really care about as much and you just sort of let bop around the house, I suppose. So if we decide not to complete these spare Sims bucket lists, will they just become ghosts with unfinished business? Will we get sort of annoyed with them over time? And Also, for this system to not get stale, there needs to be a lot of variety in terms of the bucket list options. If it doesn't, it's going to really kill replayability, and it really won't help The Sims 4's persisting issue of all Sims feel the same to some degree. I hope that this is something which just comes in the game. I hope that it has a lot of cross-pack compatibility, and I hope that it's something which is revisited over time, given that we now have The Sims 4 forever now, which I hate, but hey, that's not the point of this video. So all of this is to say is that I'm cautiously optimistic about The Sims 4 Life and Death. I'm feeling excited but also very guarded because I can't forget The Sims 4's track record so far. I really want this pack to be so good and for it to bring so much meaningful gameplay, but also I don't want to get my hopes too high and then get disappointed. So we'll see. It looks like the Sims team are turning a new leaf with this pack, perhaps. Again, hopefully it's something that actually delivers and lasts. But for right now, it's still quite early days. The pack doesn't release until Halloween, which is in a couple of weeks. Next week, we have the gameplay trailer releasing, and I'm also assuming that there's going to be a developer livestream as well. And the latter of those is going to give us a really good indication of what state the pack's going to be in. We'll also obviously get a lot of early content from, not game changers, what are they called? EA creators or something now. So I guess that's it for this video. My questions for you are, what are your thoughts on the Sims 4 Life and Death pack so far, given what we know about it? And also, would you like to see a review video? I don't normally do Sims 4 pack reviews, but it is something that I have been considering. I'm not currently affiliated with EA, so I don't hold any allegiances to them. Other than that, check the video on the screen just now if you like the sound of my voice and you want to stick around for a little bit. This is a video that YouTube thinks that you'll really like. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, or if you're just listening, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on today. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again soon.